On this episode, we're going to take you way back to 2020 when we were at the beginning of our search for an RV to go full-time RVing.
We're talking like day zero.
Day
maybe
zero.
Day negative 60, day negative 90. Moving out of our apartment. Getting ready to get in the RV full time.
And what day is it today?
Today is Tuesday, August 25th, 2020.
And when's our go date?
Friday morning.
You don't like me. The plan had been in the works for a long time, but not as long as we should. We learned, as you will see.
At least get your RV, move into it a couple times, like go on weekend trips, start to figure out what needs to be in it, what can you do without, and also really learn your rig. We wanted it to be a motorhome. We knew we wanted something with large holding tanks. We wanted to be able to boondock. We started our search. You know, we used, I think, every single website. We had notifications set up on every single one of them. We looked every single day.
Now, when you're looking for a car through a private party, you go online and you look for a car in your, 30-mile area, and you go and look at cars. Not so simple with an RV, especially when you've got your specifications down that you want. So the search is countrywide, and you're considering the option of having to go and fly and see these things, and because you've got to see it. You've got
And
to
we
see
did.
It before you buy it.
I mean, I flew out to California, went through 2 RVs while I was there in detail. I mean, spent an entire day in one of them. Spent a whole second day in another one of them. Matter of fact,
we nearly bought one of those.
We nearly bought one of those.
Yeah,
we started to go through the process to purchase one when all of a sudden the one we have now appeared. We went and looked at it, and I mean, really, we knew.
It was like
as we walked through, it was like,
it said check.
We made a deal, and then came day to pick it up. I mean, how excited are we? It is literally the day you go pick up the keys to your new house.
So exciting!
And in very near future, we are on the road living full time in our RV. So this was a super exciting time. We picked it up, and here we go.
What you doing?
Setting up Bluetooth so that my phone is hooked up to the stereo. In our new home.
Did you say?
35-foot.
Did you say my?
I said my at first, but I meant our new home. So we get out on our maiden voyage, we head out to Tucson, trial run for everything. We get there, we're all excited, we go to set up, and
the master slide won't come out.
I've recently purchased a 35-foot Winnebago Journey Express. I was able to push out both passenger slides, but the master slide, I can't get it to move. Okay, no, that would be helpful. I can tell him the things that I've already checked and run through, and maybe there's something else that he can give me a pointer on. I put the meter on the master slide control. I'm getting low voltage when it's in the off, and I turn it to on, I get no voltage. Check the breakers, I don't see any of those popped. I switched the controls with the slide that is operating. It did not move the master slide. So we were able to diagnose and figure out a workaround. That got us to the point where we could get the slide out and then get the slide back in. It bought us a little bit of time. It was a temporary workaround, but it was good enough.
We got back and were able to get the RV into a repair place that was near our apartment, and we had a week until we had to move out, and he told us that he could get the slide fixed within a week, no problem. And after a week, not only had he not fixed the slide, he'd also broken the door handle. We left with a broken slide, a broken door handle, and a bill for $250, which at that point we just paid, and we got the hell out of there. And that was just the beginning of the issues that we had right at the beginning. So we left to make our way north as official full-time RVers. First up, Virginia City.
Well, I've got years of living, buying how I choose. Ain't never been a gambler, cause I's always bound to lose. My buddies, they drink liquor, sometimes I go along, and I got a girl, don't like that at all.
So now we're living full-time in our RV, and we have a laundry list of things to deal with. We remind you, we have a broken door handle now.
We still have a broken slide.
Our generator is not producing power after about 30 minutes. The generator needs to be serviced. The engine needs to be serviced. We have a propane leak. I think we need to look at the air conditioner. The ladder, still can't climb up on the roof. The ladder, 2 rungs are rusted out. The shower head is broken. Other than that, I think we're good.
It would be quicker to list the things that weren't wrong. When we were in Virginia City, we needed to go to the DMV, so we were looking to somewhere we could make an appointment, and this was right in the middle of COVID, and there was nothing available for 3 months. We could do a walk-in if we weren't in a major city, and so we needed to travel north because it was getting super hot where we were down in southern Nevada, so we headed north to Algos. When we went to the DMV, we found out from the lady there that in order to legally drive the RV, we needed to have a driving test.
You have to take a written test. After you pass the written test, then we can schedule you for a driving test. So at that point I said, well, can I take the written test now? And she said, well, have you studied for it? I said, no, I didn't even know I had to take it. But I figured if I can take it now, at least I know what's on the test. In this Winnebago, I have dual air tanks. So the first thing I do is I need to test my air brake governor cut in, cut out. That when you get up to the pressure that it needs, you'll hear it bleed off. So I rev my engine up. That'll get the compressor working to put more air in, and you'll hear that. So that I just hit about 115 psi, and then that was the governor, so it cut it out. By the way, driving a 27,000 pound rig is a lot of responsibility, and you should know all these things about the vehicle. And I was able to pass my test. Today is September 18th. We've been on the road for, well, 18 days now. We went to Cummins in Elko. Man, those guys are awesome. We got the engine service, Onan generator service there. Also, you know, the engine was recalibrated. We'll see how that goes, because I took it up the mountain today and still check engine light still kicked off. So we'll see. We had the slide outs that need to be fixed. Got the master slide fixed. A new ladder put on. Monday, we'll go in and get the propane lines all redone.
So what have we spent so far?
Well, we spent $1,200 at Cummins, and we don't know how much we've spent at Gateway RV.
And what did we spend in Riverside?
$450 in Riverside. Plus, I had to pay $150 to have a new handle shipped to us. So
let's talk about how you're feeling so far about being on the road full time.
Yeah, I'm comfortable living in the RV. Now I'm ready to hit the road.
Our first month on the road definitely provided many challenges, but we did finally get to go out and have some fun.
We just got to road's end of Lamoille Canyon, and we're about to do a hike up to Lamoille Lake. I'd say we're probably at about 8,000 feet, or maybe just a little lower, and Lamoille Lake is at 9,700.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.